So just stay on this thing?
I think it leads up and goes down around.
Hey guys, Kyle again with Dirt Bike Channel, and today I'm doing another part of this January ride that we went on. I've got quite a bit of this footage, and I wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to show you a forward-facing shot and a rearward-facing shot, because a lot of the time I ended up having, you know, the GoPro on the back of my helmet, and I turned it on, and I turned on the front camera just so I could get some decent footage for the channel. And so some of these things, some of these clips I can match up, and I am able to kind of line up the two things so you can see the forward-facing stuff and the rearward-facing stuff. And on this particular section, obviously this was something that I had never ridden before, so I didn't know what was around any of the turns here. And it's actually fairly technical. I mean, it's not super rocky, and it's not got like a bunch of tree roots or anything like that, but it's a lot of different elevation changes. There's a lot of ups and there's a lot of downs, and there's a lot of, you know, little ruts and things that you could catch a wheel on and dump yourself. And then there's also a lot of these little just dips and washes that you're kind of having to navigate through, and a lot of times you don't know how deep they are until you get right up on them, like this one right up here. Couldn't tell really how deep that was until I was so close to it, and then you're like, do I loft the front wheel through it? Do I have enough? And if I do loft the front wheel through it, that's going to help me pick up speed, and then am I going to be able to recover on the other side of it? So all these things are kind of entering into your mind, and I'm trying to go, and I'm trying to keep Scott behind me. And truth be told, he really didn't have a very good place to pass. I mean, there just wasn't a lot of options. He tries to take a different line right there. You can see that, and that line didn't work out, so now he's got to kind of catch back up, which he can do. Scott's a phenomenal rider, and Colby's a phenomenal rider, and Sam's a really great rider as well. So we've got some good riders here. But Scott and Colby were definitely faster in the wide open spaces and through the whoops. They've just ridden longer than me. They've ridden more. They've done racing. They've done a lot of high speed stuff, and they're just more comfortable on the bike at those speeds. Where I, you know, if I'm good in one area, that is the gnarlier and the trickier it gets, and the more loose the rocks get and stuff like that. And especially on downhills and things, that's kind of where I excel, and it's just because that's where I'm a little bit more comfortable, whereas those guys are comfortable out in the super high speeds. So it's just fun to have, you know, to complement each other.
All right, we're turning around here. We went down the wash. We wanted to go up the wash at this point.
You know, as I watch this back, I'm just amazed at the beautiful country that we have here in the western United States to be able to ride. This is in southern Utah, and it's nice to come down here in January in southern Utah, because I mean, if you came down here in the summer, it's just so dang hot, you know, that you really can't enjoy anything. But right now, I mean, it was in the 50s this day, so it was perfectly, you know, good for riding. You got to loft your front wheel over some of this stuff, like that little ledge that I just had right there. That was at least 18 inches high, and so you just kind of loft the front wheel, punch the front wheel into the top, you know, third of it, and then that pops the front wheel up, and then you let the back wheel sort of just slam into it, and that pops you up over. And so that's kind of the technique. If you're going to pound rocks like that, you got to make sure that you've got plenty of air in your front tire. You know, maybe around 15 pounds in your front tire, so that you don't get a pinch flat. Or you can be running tubeless like I am, so pinch flats are not something that you have to worry about. But here, we're not, at this section, we're not blasting. I mean, we're just going through all these big old obsidian and lava rocks. I don't even know exactly what you call them, but they're just very sharp. They've got super sharp edges on them, and they're all over the place, and they're kind of hiding in the weeds and hiding in the brush. And so it would be very, very easy to just sort of either tear a hole in your tire or dump yourself with some of these things kind of reaching out and grabbing you. So paying a lot of attention to making sure you don't either, you know, take that front wheel out, or you don't take your boots off the pegs, or rip a peg off, and just enjoying the scenery and trying to find something, and trying to find a little bit more high-speed trails that we can get over to. And that's basically what we're doing right now.
Alright, we found some fun little single track here, going down the finger. ribbon. Oh, boy. Colby was making too much dust. I couldn't see how deep that was. Ride within yourself, I say. And don't ride faster than you can stop for something. And that's steep. Sweet. But not too bad. Nothing we can't handle down this finger. Make sure we don't get in the fence there. Grab that berm. A rut. And around. You're gonna grab a gear, grab a second. Kind of fun, up, down, up, down. First time I've had Sam in the frame, I think. See if we can keep him there. You know, when you're the last guy on when you got a bike, group of 4 bikes, a lot of times you're going to be eating some dust, but we've got just enough of a breeze. Whoa! That's what happens when you grab too much rear brake without the clutch. We've got just enough of a breeze that it's been blowing the dust away. The problem is, now the wind is blowing it my direction. There we go, now I can see. Oh crap. Oh, about bucked over the front of the bars. Now Sam's picking it up. How to grab 4th. Oh shoot. And just then we... Man. Scott and Colby disappeared through that. I can smell the 2-stroke. I can tell that Scott was really on it right here. I can always tell when Scott's really on the pipe because I can smell it. acceleration there. Makes you a little hesitant. Can't see what's going on. Bang, bang, bang. That felt good. Lost the wheel through some bits. Pop off that. Those guys are turning it on up there. Starting to walk away.
So I got a little question for you. You're clipping along here in third gear, fourth gear, I don't know, you're going about 30, good clip, and you come to an obstacle just like this. And as soon as you get there, you realize that this thing is about 2 feet deep and about 6 feet across. And you've got a problem because that your front tire is going to pound into that. So what do? Do you hit the brake or do you hit the gas? I'll tell you what you should do. You should hit the gas. I mean, because if you hit the brake, you're going to compress the front suspension. You're not going to be able to stop, and you're just going to go pounding straight into this one. So in this situation, you definitely, at this speed, with this obstacle, you are going to hit the gas, and you're going to try to loft that front wheel over that thing. Because if you get the front wheel over something, your back wheel will follow most of the time on these newer bikes. And so that's what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to split-second decision. I'm just going to whack and just get on the gas and make the front wheel over this sucker, and let's see what happens.
Whoa! Wheelie through a ditch. That ditch was 2 feet deep.
And so what is the prize that you get for making the right decision? You get to not flip over the front of the handlebars, which is always a crappy thing to do.
Wash, grab gear. Second gear. Bounce off the... Actually, that must be third. This ain't second. There we go. Lofting that front wheel by grabbing fourth. Gotta love that. Grab fourth gear out of the corner. Fifth. Fourth gear out of the corner and watching the front wheel just come up on you. That's awesome. Yeah. Dusty. We didn't have any dust this morning, but now we're finding all the dust.